morning, everyone. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Segal Network. Our show is sponsored by Marzipan Bakery, where one taste is all it takes. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Naomi Nachman. I'm about all the food, all the time. I love food. I love shopping for food. I love cooking, eating at restaurants, anything food related. I'm a cookbook author. Now I can say that. I have a blog called The Aussie Gourmet. I'm a personal chef. I run cooking competitions. I cook for people anytime they don't feel like cooking. And I work with a lot of different food brands. And I just love what I do. And I'm very passionate and excited about food. So I want to hear about your excitement about food. So, you can email me, naomi@nachumsegal.com, and share your food journeys with me like I share mine with you. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, my website, The Aussie Gourmet, a little bit on Pinterest and Twitter. So, I'm very excited to be here. It's been like 3 weeks since we met up.
Yeah, before Shavuos.
But I'm talking to ZK here. Yeah, before Shavuos. I feel like it's been ages, right? I love being back on the hot seat. I love coming to the Lower East Side. So lots to catch up on. As you guys know, Thailand is coming up in like 3 weeks. I'm very excited. So people are interested in coming to Thailand and Miriam Schreiber's Kosher Legacy Tours. You can email me, naomi@nachumsegal.com, and we can, get you some more information. There are just a few spots left on the show. So, on the trip, I should say. So, if you're interested, it's going to be the trip of a lifetime: Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, Bangkok. How crazy is that? So I'm super excited. Was actually never really on I have this bucket list of places I want to go to, and this was on it, but not so high up. And once I was offered to come on this trip to do the cooking demos, I'm like, I started researching more and more and more, and especially after my friend Danielle Renoff, Peas, Love and Carrots on Instagram, went on her trip, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to go. Just a little bit of a restaurant catch up. I recently went to Mocha Blue. My friend Dan Weiss, remember he was on the show like at the beginning of the season. He was the general manager at 613 in Stamford. He now switched restaurants and he's at Mocha Blue. Had a fabulous meal there. So a big shout out to Mocha Blue. And it was really a great meal and very generous portions, and we had a great time. So make sure you check out Mocha Blue. It's been around several years, but it was, had a bit of a menu revamp with new manager, new life, new blood, so it was really lovely. I'm excited also this summer. Camp Shoshanim and Camp Nesher is having the Susie Fishbein Culinary Institute, where I'll be working with Susie. She'll be there running a series for kids going in the camp. It's an unbelievable experience. If your kids have not signed up for camp yet, there may be just a very few spots left, and then you can sign up within that to go to take classes with Susie and me and Naomi Ross. So fun, busy cooking summer. Okay. We are very excited to have on the phone with me my friend Victoria Dweck. Let me tell you guys, Victoria Dweck is one of the most accomplished mothers that I know, along with her friend Leah Shapiro. They have written many books, and we're going to get Victoria on the line. She's going to tell us all of them because I don't want to say the wrong number. But her latest book, Secrets of Skinny Cooking by Artscroll. Woohoo! Shout out to Artscroll, my publisher too. Shout out to Artscroll. Published her latest book. I know it's already flying off the shelves. I heard word from Gedalia Zlotowitz that it's selling amazing, which is not surprising with the quality of the work that she shares with us each week in her Ami and in her Instagram, and now her next book. Welcome, Victoria.
Hi, Naomi. Wow. Great introduction.
Well, it's all true. I am in awe of how Victoria gets this all done, right?
Well, while I'm on hold, I might be, taking care of babies. Yeah, so.
I know. Baruch Hashem, you're amazing. You got quite a bunch of kids there, and you had a little one, and you had a baby while you were doing the book, right?
Yes, right in the middle of photo shoots.
It's unbelievable because I called my book my baby. I could not
I know.
handle anything else. And my youngest was 9, and it was a real big juggle.
We might have a book with every baby, but they're not my babies.
It's unbelievable. It's really, you did another unbelievable job. What book number is this again? I was trying
This is 7.
1, 2. I'm looking at the picture. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's unreal.
Yes. 4 Made Easy series, and then 2 secret restaurant recipes, and now this.
It's beautiful. Let's talk about, before we go into the actual recipes, who's your photographer?
Esty Waldman of Esty Photography, and Esty is amazing. I love working with her.
Okay, she did a beautiful job.
Yes, she did, and it's great. We worked together, on AMI with Dweck, with the magazine.
Okay.
And I knew I'd want to work with her, on this book.
Okay, great. It's now. How did your partnership with Shani come about?
So Shani, actually, this book was something I always had in the back of my head. Whenever I was writing the other books, and even like restaurant dishes, they're amazing. They're fun. They're great. Shabbos, special occasions, even everyday secret restaurant recipes is great. A lot of everyday dishes, and some of them are definitely healthy. But I knew that this is a book that I knew that people needed, and I knew it could help people. And I knew I always wanted to write this book. And I always thought I would write it after the next baby, because, after you have a baby, that's when you're interested in writing skinny recipes.
That's so true.
I had started a little bit, and then when Shani approached me, that she also wanted to work on such a book, then it was full force forward, because now, when I had Leia writing with me, it's easy to be motivated. We push each other.
Right,
so now, the partnership works, because you have another person that also has the same goal as you, so that's when a year ago, we went full force ahead.
Right, so it took you about a year from concept.
It takes a year, yes. I had about 20 recipes, when I met with Shani. But it's, a lot of things are things that I make every day or things that I love that I adapted and I lightened up. But it takes a year, the process, yes.
I remember even when we did my book, we were even changing recipes as the photo shoot was going along. We're making little tweaks in the recipes. Did you do that?
So in this book, I wrote most of the recipes, I would say 80%. The summer, I concentrated on the recipes and cooking. And I just saved the wintery stuff, all the soups, and maybe the heartier things for the winter, and maybe a couple of things here and there. But I concentrated on the recipes in the summer, and then for the photo shoots, I did it with Esty every Monday throughout the winter. So I'd prep on Sunday, and I'm really sorry that my kids had really boring Sundays this winter.
Yeah, sometimes my family has that too if I'm working.
I promise my daughter next winter is going to be super exciting every Sunday.
Good for her.
And I just couldn't lose a work day, prepping. I'd prep about 12 dishes every Sunday, and I'd bring them to Esty Waldman's studio on Mondays, and we'd shoot Monday. And then I took 1 month off in December when I had my last daughter, and then we continued in January.
Unbelievable. It's unreal, right? It's so impressive. Okay. Now, what's Shani's background?
So Shani she's a certified nutritionist, a certified diet technician, and what do these initials stand for, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I have MRS in front of my name. That's about it.
I have an MFA, but I don't put it in back of my name.
Right. I have a BA. I don't ever write BA.
So she's helped coach, hundreds and maybe even thousands, of clients. Super popular, super successful with her clients. They always come back, I don't mean that way. There's always, they're
following him.
Shani, it works with Shani, and she's very practical too. She's not, some people, they might be just eating vegetables and protein and they're starving themselves and they come to her and she gives them a much more balanced plan. She doesn't believe that there's no for anything. She's a very big believer in balance. So I really found that it was easy to work with her because if I wanted a recipe or I wanted an ingredient, there was always a way that we could make it happen. Nothing was an absolute, absolute no. So it was great working with her, and I like her approach, very balanced approach to food. And, she helped a lot with, the portion sizes and all the tips and motivation and the tweaks that we would need to make it fit into, make everything as healthy and, staying flavorful as we could. And it's Shani. She also has a food line. Also, she sells some,
that's clever. So
yeah.
She's based in Lakewood, from my understanding.
Based in
correct?
Lakewood, but she coaches clients really all over the world.
Right, I saw it in Switzerland and in Israel. So how do people find her?
I think by word of mouth. Her clients are really successful, and I know tons of people. It's almost everyone is coached by Shani.
That's very cute. So if someone wants to join, how do they find her to reach out to her to become a client? Let's give her a little PR.
Shiny, I guess shinytab.com. I could check if that's the. I think
let's get that information out to everyone.
Google today.
No, I love that. Can we just talk about? I love that you show like secrets our friend the fridge. Like I love that, and you have like the overnight jars of oatmeal and just the snacks. Like,
yeah,
that's very
because
clever.
aren't those like little sweet treats that you don't have to do any work for? I'm not a big fan of like snack recipes because you don't want to have to work for a snack, but there's a lot of store-bought things that like I like that just satisfy.
Right,
you know, at the end of the day, you need something sweet. You don't want to go through the fridge because we all have like brownies in the fridge, So, like, you don't want to be rummaging through the freezer or whatever. I mean, the freezer, not the fridge.
Right.
So, I like having these little treats around, these treats. So, definitely recommend, they're all unsponsored. These are really, like, the treats that I really love and we really...
No, I really appreciate that and you sharing that with everyone. Like, I personally don't have a sweet tooth. I would grab a bag of salty fried potato chips in a heartbeat. That's my to-go-to. I don't need sugar. I love the fact that you have the rice cakes with the hummus and the Israeli salad on top. As I'm saying it, my mouth is watering. That would literally be my snack.
You know what it is? Because a lot of times, recipes are great, and there's like 130 recipes in the book, but I also wanted the practical ideas. A lot of things we eat aren't recipes. A lot of things we just throw together. You have 2 minutes, you just want to add this and this to a toast or, rice cakes or any other kind of easy to grab type of snack or meal. So It has, the book has lots of those too.
I love can I just say, I love those little hummuses. The 2-ounce hummus with some carrot sticks or little cherry tomatoes. That's my snack. Like, I love that.
Okay.
Which is good, right? Like,
I don't know. It's a lot of calories.
It is. Hummus is a lot of calories.
It is.
But it keeps me fuller longer.
I guess so, yes. But I really wanted to give everybody the most. Look, it's definitely a healthy snack.
Right.
I really want to give people the most bang for the buck in every way. One of the items that's in the book that I created is a tahini style dressing because tahini is also.
Oh my gosh! I'm looking for it now. I'm looking for it in the book. I've got the book actually in front of me.
Let's go to the fish chapter.
The fish chapter. Oh, Thai chicken salad. Oh, it's so funny. I just wrote a recipe for me to take to Thailand to do on my as a cooking demo. And okay.
You have to probably be much more authentic too.
Yeah. No, this is actually this. I'm looking at it. Yeah. The only thing it doesn't have in yours is lemongrass.
Okay, well,
not so available.
I have access to lemongrass here locally, but I don't think many people do.
Yeah, Gourmet Glad actually has it. So you want me to look for which page was it?
There's a tahini style dressing
in the fish section.
It's in the fish, yeah, because it captures the flavors of tahini, but it's really low calorie. And we use it over fish. There's a tahini salmon, and I have a sabish salad, which is one of my favorites.
I saw that.
So I use it there.
You had me at eggplant.
So I use that tahini style dressing because it has the flavors without the calories. We use it as a dip, for our smoked eggplant wontons.
I love this book. You have got the same flavor profile that I love. The only thing I don't love is Splenda, but what could we...
So I really only used it where I didn't want to put Splenda in food. I only used substitutes where people would already use it, like in the desserts or like in a salad dressing.
So can we switch it out back to normal? Like what's one packet of Splenda?
Absolutely. And I think in the whole book, also if they want to use a tablespoon of oil or a couple oil and they don't want to use cooking spray with everything, go ahead. Any recipe that I make, of course it'll be a little better with some oil, but the recipes are good on their own and I stand by, everyone, even with cooking spray. But you could enjoy them if you want with a little oil too, if that's how do you prefer to cook.
Right.
And it'd still be light and healthy, just not as much. I just wanted to keep it as light as I could.
As light as possible. Well, you are looking, it is a book about...
Yes.
I don't want to call it a diet book, right?
No,
it's not a diet book. A diet's a way of life. That's how we want to...
Because I feel like this is the way I eat, even if I'm not on a diet.
Right.
Because it is a way of life, and I really believe that if your day-to-day foods are light and healthy, then it doesn't matter if you go out to eat in a restaurant, and it doesn't matter if you go to a simcha and you enjoy the dessert there, and it doesn't matter if these things pop up. You don't have to feel guilty, because if everything else is healthy, then it's okay. You could go out for ice cream and not think about it.
You know, I get asked this question a lot. Naomi, we always see you eating on Instagram. Why aren't you the size of a house? And I say that
you're running around with your energy.
I'm running around. I'm definitely, everyone knows I'm very high energy. But I'm not a big nasher in general. So I don't find like a lot of people like to eat snacks. Svi Nachman, my dear husband, loves like little snacks to eat during the day. I don't eat so much snacks during the day. But I love, like, I watch what I eat. I'm accountable to myself. But I don't know, like I will have a good pig out, but then I compensate by like during the, either Shabbos if I pig out or during the week if I go out somewhere fabulous for dinner, then I will like try to compensate the next few days by being good and not eating junk or fried schnitzel for dinner, which I love. So it's all about the balance.
It is, yeah. And nobody should ever think, I can't have this, I can't have that. Because if your day-to-day is light and healthy, you can really have anything.
Right. Like, I think that's really important. Like, really, like, try to eat healthy overall. But, enjoy life as it is. It's all about moderation, right?
And you know what? People that feel like really deprived, like the reason I wrote this book is I'd be in a room where everybody would be moaning and groaning about their diet, or they would say, oh, it's so hard, I can't have a donut every day, or it's so hard to have plain tuna fish for lunch every day, or you would see them, I'd be in someone's house and they'd be pulling out their diet dinner from the oven. You know what those dinners look like? Really depressing.
Right.
And I'm like, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to say, oh, I like plain chicken. You don't have to have plain chicken. You can make a flavorful, amazing, exciting dish that's not more calories.
Right. No, it's true. And this book has proved it to everyone. Victoria has got an amazing name in the industry. She's the editor, editor-in-chief of the Whisk.
I'm managing editor of Whisk, yes, which is Army Magazine's food magazine.
Right. You've got many cookbooks. This is book 7.
Yeah. Victoria
knows food, and she knows how to keep it delicious and healthy. And, you've got a great name in the industry, and people are just should really listen up because, you have a recipe right here in front of me. I've got the book, page 260, creme brulee. When I got the book yesterday.
The only diet book that will ever have creme brulee.
I know. Gedalia, my book didn't come. It was supposed to come like a week ago, and it didn't come. So I'm like, Gedalia, I didn't get my book, and Victoria's coming on the show. He overnighted me the book. And my daughter was at the house. My married daughter was over at the house when the book came. She opens up the book. She's like, Mom, there's creme brulee in here. And she's also very healthy. Like she's what you would call a skinny cook. She watches what she eats all the green kale stuff. Her husband doesn't love it, but he's a good sport. But when she saw creme brulee in there, who has creme brulee in a diet book? Not diet book. We're not saying, but skinny book.
It has egg yolks. It has sugar. But all I did was swap out the heavy cream, which is 800 calories a cup, for whole milk. So it has all the rich flavor because, of course, when I used whole milk, I had to figure out how to make it thick and, cornstarch helps with that. But I didn't need to cut out sugar or cut out yolks because when you're going from the main ingredient being 800 calories to 150, that's a great sweet treat. And it's only like about 100, 105, something like that, calories per dessert.
I am so going to make that one night for dinner just next week. My daughter's coming back from seminary and she loves creme brulee.
It tastes really like, I make creme brulee often and it really tastes just like the authentic. My Hanukkah party I made entirely from this book. We had eggplant parmesan, we had this creme brulee, I made all the salads, and I didn't tell people till the end of the party, oh, that eggplant parmesan, yeah, it's like 80 calories a serving. Nobody knew and nobody even imagined.
Unbelievable. It's great. You're such a hard worker. You blow me away.
And hopefully now I can take a break.
I hope so. I hope you'll take your break.
Pool all summer.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I'd like the summer to actually start though. I need some summer weather.
Yeah, that might. Maybe we'll get some now.
Yeah, we had those last few days in May where the weather was absolutely beautiful and now not so much.
So it's coming.
Yeah, so bring it on. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining in and listen to Victoria and we're going to do a giveaway.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So, You want this gorgeous book? I'm holding it up to the camera. You know that, everyone, we have a YouTube channel, Nachum Siegel Net, so you can watch the show. I'm holding the book up for those who are watching it. You can get the image and have a look at the screen on nachumsiegel.com right now. Secrets of Skinny Cooking, Victoria Dweck, Shani Taub. I'm holding that up over there. We're doing a little bit of Instagram as we're doing this to share the love of Table for Two. Did you know there's a new cookbook out called Table for Two?
No. Oh, maybe. Yes. A newlywed book.
A
Right?
newlywed book. I thought that's so cute. I got to get her on the show. So I'm calling out to you now. Table for Two. Come on, Table for Two. I got to find you. I think you're in Israel. So I want to have Table for Two on Table for Two in the next couple of weeks before the summer break. Okay. Thanks so much, Victoria. So, everyone, if you want the book, you can buy it at your local Judaica stores, on Amazon, artscroll.com. You want to win one? We got a giveaway on Table for Two. Email me, Naomi@NachumSiegel.com, and follow Naomi Nachman and Victoria Dweck on Instagram. You got to follow both on Instagram to get the book. All right. Victoria, thank you so much. I know you have a really busy day, right?
Actually, I am packing up. I'm moving to Lakewood for the summer.
Oh, fun. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Lakewood. I've got a wedding in a few weeks, so we'll meet up.
Come, we have a pool, so come. Maybe you could relax for like a half an hour, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to be relaxing by then.
Okay.
Hopefully. My kids will already be off in camp, so yay.
Okay, so you could sit by your pool.
That sounds like a plan. All right. Have a good one. Have a good Shabbos. Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah, you too.
Victoria Dweck, all the way from Deal, moving to Lakewood as we speak. She gave me some time in her crazy, hectic schedule. Okay, this is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Siegel Network. Our show is sponsored by Marzipan Bakery. One taste is all it takes. We are right here on the Lower East Side. We're having a pre-Friday get-together because really wanted to have my next guest, Jill Duche, the Shatra. Am I saying it right? Shatra?
Yep, own it.
Own it. All right. The Shatra Club. We'll talk to Jill in a second, but I really wanted to have her in the show, and so we said let's meet up on a Wednesday because it's very hard to get to the studio on a Friday morning, as we know. So we said, and she took the ferry in.
I did.
Yeah,
you should try it. Come back with me.
It's funny, you know what? When I come to Lakewood for that wedding, I should take the ferry there.
Yeah.
Right?
If the timing, you have to check the schedule on the website.
On the website. So you can actually take a ferry from...
But then you need a car. Oh, Uber.
Uber.
You're covered.
Okay. Because my husband can maybe then drive in to the wedding and meet me there and come back with him.
Perfect.
Okay. Is it a good ride?
It was very relaxing. I saw Statue of Liberty. I sat inside because it was a little windy today.
It's windy today.
But from the window, I'm like, oh, look, Statue of Liberty. And there was like a little ray of light shining on it.
Oh,
beyond the clouds. Like
that's what cool. The immigrants saw as they sailed into New York Harbor. Not me. I came in through JFK.
I didn't feel like an immigrant, but I do feel like a tourist today.
Right. Coming into the city, yes. Right? But you know, I used to live right here on the Lower East Side, and I've been coming into the studio ZK. I think I've been doing this for about 4.5 years. And so I come to the Lower East Side almost every week, every other week, whenever we do the shows, every Friday for like 4.5 years. And I still get excited when I come into Manhattan.
It's exciting. There's just so much to look at.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of building going on right now also.
Yes, I noticed that too.
You know, this is the first Lower East. The Lower East Side was the first Jewish neighborhood in America. And it's like, there's a few iconic things still going on here. Of course, the Lower East Side, but that's not as old as the Jewish community.
Right.
This Nachum's been on the air for 30, what is it?
30 plus years.
30 plus. Yeah. It doesn't make us sound so old, right, Nachum? So I met Jill a couple of weeks ago. You know, I have this new obsession with going to Lakewood. I met, you know, Miriam Pascal, my cookbook photographer and very close friend. And I'm very excited. She has a book coming out, with the Art Scroll, of course, this December in time for Hanukkah. And, so I'd go to Lakewood a lot and we'd have fun there. Like, I don't know.
Fun.
You have a lot of restaurants there.
Yes. Well, I'm not in Lakewood, but it's an easy drive.
So where are you? Tell me a little bit about Deal.
What do you want to know?
Well, as far as I know, it's just got a lot of people from the Syrian Jewish community.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more. How long ago? Do you know how long it's been around? Like when did start Jews
No.
moving there? Is that my phone? Was that maybe my next guests? We don't know. So we were doing a little bit of Instagram live. So maybe we should end it now, the Instagram. So let's wave goodbye to Instagram.
Hi. Thanks for joining.
Let me know if you had fun while you watched it. Was it fun? Okay, maybe it was boring. I don't know.
I don't know.
And this will be, they'll obviously watch it when it comes on, when we're going to broadcast it on Friday morning on nachumsiegel.com. So bye everyone on Instagram. We Instagram this. We thought it would be a little bit of fun to build our following on the nachumsiegel.com, table for two. So it's ended. Okay. Thank you so much. Pass me the phone. I just want to make sure that like everyone is coming, that they're supposed to come here today. Okay. Let's do that. And then let's see if everyone is checking up. Okay. I'm sorry. I've interrupted you.
That's okay. When did deal start? That's a very good question. Before I was born.
Okay.
Could start there. I don't know. It's just a great community.
Can you answer that, CK? That's
It's quiet.
Yeah.
Yes, very quiet, and
The
people
next
who
guest.
live there love the quiet. I know it's hard to like imagine when you're coming from Brooklyn or city or like Lakewood, but it's very quiet and relaxed, and people like
Okay.
it. We're good.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
And do you have are there like a lot of schools, a lot of shuls?
There are many shuls, one for each like neighborhood.
Okay.
Like city, like let's say Long Branch and Deal.
I've been to Long Branch.
Yes.
I've
Have
cousins there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Come
Abwoods.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, we spoke about this.
Yeah. I got a little.
You got a little
Syrian-
in over there.
Yeah.
Okay. So each like area has their own shul. And there's a girls' school, a boys' school, and a high school for girls, high school for boys. There's Hillel, Yeshiva. I don't know. There's a few restaurants and a lot of nice people.
Okay, I was there once with Beth Warren in the summer. Do you know Beth
Yes.
Warren? I love her.
I mean, not personally, but I know her.
Yeah,
Love
because
her.
she's also one of our healthy
Right.
eating guides. We have Beth on the show a couple times a year. Okay, so how did you start off as you? Jill is what?
I love talking about my planner.
Okay, so I'm not actually. People are going to say she's not in food business. I'm like, she really is. She's before you get to the food.
Before, right? That's right. When you go to the grocery store, that's where I start. That's where I come in.
That's where Jill entered Jill Duché,
Right.
Chatra Club.
Yes.
Okay, so you can introduce.
So I started, well, I'm a planner list person. I make lists from my lists because I love to write things down. I know I'm very old fashioned. People love to use their phone, but I like pen and paper. There's something about crossing things off that you can't do any other way.
My husband calls eyeing it out. He puts an eye through it.
Yes, I love that.
And then you get one line.
Ah, okay. So I like that. So anyway, I was looking for a planner that had everything that I needed because before I made a planner, I had my calendar on my fridge that had my menus. I had my shopping list, which was just scrap paper that I could find somewhere. I had my kids' school list. I had, a bunch of different papers. And it was always like, what are we doing? Like all over. And then I finally sat down and made one planner. It has everything you need to run a Jewish household. So you have the Shabbat times and holiday times, fast times. You have, in the daily layout, you have the sunrise and sunset times, which people find very useful for many different reasons. You have the Hebrew dates. You have all the Hebrew and legal holidays, like on each day. And there's a monthly view. This is a cleaner one.
Okay, we're going to show them. This is
This
what
one's
I
very
have.
messy.
This is the one you gave me.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hold it up. When I met Leah Shapiro introduced us a couple of weeks ago, and I said, as busy mums, it's so hard to keep on top of everything.
Right.
And especially with the cooking. And I'm like, you got to come on my show and talk about how you get organized in cooking.
And I told you, I'm like, I don't do food.
I'm like, yeah, you do. But because before we can do anything with
Right.
food, before we can cook.
You have to write down.
Yeah.
So then there's a place for your dinners. So what people like to do is, let's say Sunday or the week before, they plan their dinners for that week. And you can plan your grocery list and what I personally do is when I go to, I shop at Wegmans. My love for Wegmans is...
What is that?
Wegmans?
Yeah, I don't know what Wegmans is.
Oh, okay. You have to come, and I'm going to take you there.
Is it a food store?
Yes. Oh, it's a grocery store.
Okay. Your face is lighting up.
See?
Okay.
It's like Disney in a food store. Well, that's how I describe it.
That's why we get along so well. Okay.
Yes. So anyway, when I'm shopping and I feel like I forgot something on my list, I can turn to the next few pages and be like, oh, let me, buy a little more rice or a little more because I have all my menus planned out. So it saves many trips to the grocery store. I don't know if people like to go once a day, but I like to go once a week. So
I like
it
to
helps
live
me.
at Gourmet Glatt.
Well,
I live there. Also, one opened literally 2 blocks from my house, so it's just like nothing. It's just like going to your neighbor and getting something.
If you were organized with a list and menu planning, you would save yourself time to do what you like. I know you like to do that, but you can also do other things too.
Right. I would
with your free time of not running to the grocery store.
No, you're 100% correct. I went yesterday to Gourmet Glatt 3 times. They made fun of me. I'm buddies with all the cashiers. They're like, are you back again? I'm like,
yes.
Yeah, I'm back.
That's some days. That's just how it goes.
I quite often go with a list, but I'm a human, so whatever.
Oh, I will turn back to my house if I forget my planner. If I'm on my way to a grocery store, shopping, whatever, I cannot go without it.
Right. I can't actually also shop without a list.
Just like, forget stuff.
So how do you handle like Costco?
List. I don't know. You write I don't go every week to Costco. So when I start running out of things, I make a Costco list and I'll make it like the week after. I'll turn a few pages ahead and write Costco and start writing my list of things that I see I'm running out of. And then I'll build that into my errands.
Plan in advance?
Yes.
When to go to Costco?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, I have a free hour, I'll just run. You are very scheduled.
Because that is very dangerous. You can buy a lot without a list. If you say, hey, I have a free hour, let me just go to Costco. I don't know about anyone else, but it's dangerous. You just go and spend stuff.
I'd actually like to hear from my audience about your food shopping experiences. Because I think, maybe you'll email me some questions or experiences and we'll have Jill try to answer them as well. I mean, not live right now, but,
right.
and then we'll have you back on to see if you can answer some of the questions that people have emailed in or shared with us. So please share your shopping experiences or questions.
If you have a question on how to get organized, or what I'm saying I do, like plan ahead or make a list. I don't know.
Email
question
Naomi@nachumsiegel.com and we will try to address this on the air with Jill. But if you want to reach out to Jill directly, you can. Okay, that's for you, ZK. I don't know, see who that is. I'm just worried it might be one of the interviewees. Okay. We were talking
reach out.
So if people want to reach out to you directly do you do private consultations?
No. Oh, yes. I'm supposed to say yes.
Yes, you do.
I guess I do now.
No, but
I love when people ask me questions. You can ask me via email or direct message on Instagram. People ask me all the time, where do I write my list, or if they have a question about getting organized or staying on a budget or planning. I don't know.
Let's talk about the budgets.
I love talking about budgets.
Great. This is why she's
People
here on the show.
People hate me for that.
This is why she's here on the show.
It's the B word.
This is why she's here on the show, because I need help too. How do we stay on a budget? How does that work?
Okay. This is what I did, and it could work for you, or you can adjust it to work for you. I started with everything that I bought for a month. I saved all the receipts, and then at the end of the month, I categorized each receipt, let's say, food receipts, restaurants, gas, house help, babysitting, I don't know, manicures and haircuts and that kind of stuff, clothing. Everyone has their own categories, but that's a main few. And then you calculate the total of each category, and that's how much you more or less spend. You can do it from 1 month to 3 months to just get a good idea of how much you generally spend on each category. And then that's your number. And then you add that total, and you have to see if you're making enough money. Are you spending more than you make, or are you good? You spending less than you make is good.
I'm in awe of this girl. Jill.
Wait, and then you have to adjust your numbers. If you're spending more than you make, then you have to adjust your numbers.
Then you have a problem.
Right.
We have a problem.
Maybe we shouldn't go eat out every single week, or maybe we should cut down on whatever it is that you can, see yourself doing realistically. And then those are your numbers. And then I actually have in here.
She's flipping through her diary. She's flipping
when
through
people see the weekly budget area over by the weekend page, I usually get comments like, "Oh, I love this," or "Oh, don't look at me. That's not my husband would love this, but that's not my thing." It's usually like a very split kind of crowd that either loves the budget or like, don't talk to me.
And it even has the parsha stuff.
Yes.
Like each week it has like here, I opened up December 15th.
It's coming up
That's
soon.
actually my brother.
Eventually.
That's my brother's birthday.
Oh.
Parshas Miketz is his bar mitzvah.
Oh, wow, that's funny. You remember that.
Yeah, I used to be able to recite the Haftorah. Haftarah, right? Don't you say
Yes.
because, I heard it for a year. Over and over and over. Okay, so it even has, like, literally, I'm just going to tell you, I'm describing the page. I randomly open up to December 15th. It says December 15th, 27th of Kislev, 5778. That's coming up.
2017, but.
Right, because we're in 5777. Because it's
confusing.
Right, so it's coming up. Okay, it has the sunrise, sunset for the day, which she does this for every day. So forget Shabbos aside. Mm-hmm. Then it has candle lighting, 4:11 for that day. It's one of the earliest Shabbos of the year. I'm just saying. Right. I think what is it this week? 8:11?
I will tell you right now.
Oh, she's flipping.
8:08. This is actually for New York time. So yes.
8:08 in New York.
Yes.
So if you're listening around the world, I don't know where you're listening from. In New York, in December 15, 2017, it's 4:11. So this week, June 20-something is going to be 8. That's a 4-hour shift, Cool.
Yes, it is.
So this is actually the New York time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then it has an icon of candles. So it says 4:11. Next to it's a Sefer. So I'm assuming that's the name of the parsha, Miket. So, and then it has the Havdalah, which is one candle. So cute icon. And it goes out at 5:16. Okay. And then at the bottom, it has, Yosef interprets Paro's dream. It's a little highlight.
Just like a little synopsis of each.
Brothers go to Egypt and then return to Yaakov, Binyamin's arrest. That's pretty much my attention span in shul. Great. So I'll actually be prepared. I know it. So seriously.
That's also what I wanted. It's also, besides for it being like, collecting all your lists and your school schedules and appointments and everything else, it's also living life with intention. So we don't go to school anymore, so we don't know, or at least I don't always know what the parasha is about. And so I can just quickly look like, and then go to the table and know what's going on.
Right, in 3 lines, literally.
Yeah. It depends on, each week.
But it jogs your memory also.
Yeah.
Like, this is the parasha that happened. 12 years of Jewish day school, seminary, and shiurim over the years. It jogs your memory. And then here you have like little challenges, like the challenge check-in. Split receipts into categories. That's
Speaking of budgets.
Right?
Right.
Tally each pile that number is the category's budget. Totals may need adjusting so you don't spend more than you make. Right? It's a little challenge.
What I said in a shorter version.
Right. Like, it's great. Another challenge check-in. This is for Wednesday, May 2018. Gosh, who knows where we'll be? Hopefully Mashiach will be here by then. Who will you be loving intentionally today? What will you do for him/her?
Yes, that's those challenge check-ins are every Wednesday in the daily layout. Because we also have a weekly layout, and that's in the weekend. Because the beginning of every month, there's shopping list.
There's shopping list. Okay. perfect for Pesach,
There we go.
literally. She has a Pesach shopping list that goes to the beginning of March because Pesach's early
Well,
this year.
it's going to be, right, end of March. This coming up Pesach will be.
At the end of March. I know everything's really early this year.
Yeah. Just like early, late.
Last year it was so late. It was the end of March. I came home May 1st from Florida, from Pesach.
Wow.
This year, it's like we're going down February
March.
something.
Right.
March
beginning
something, yeah.
beginning of each month, there's like something to do with that lunch.
Lunch.
And then there's also a challenge for each month.
I just love this. This is
And
like
then-
so up my alley.
So it's also like living life thinking, not just going through day by day, picking up the kids or going to work, going shopping, making dinner, going to bed, same thing. It's like, like here, I thank Hashem for just like thinking and being a Jewish person, So
I'm absolutely in love with this. It's mind blowing, how you can be organized, and stay on top of things. Because sometimes I feel like you can just drown in Pesach work or Shabbos work, and like it's Wednesday, and like, it's stressful. And what am I doing? And I try to like make use of time, but
right. This helps me make use of time. I don't know. It also helps me sleep better.
right.
Because I can go to sleep knowing that I don't have to remember anything in the morning because everything is in the planner.
Right.
Hopefully. That's the key word. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So I actually don't have a physical planner. You should know through I had a planner. We called them a diary in Australia. My mother used to call it a diary.
Okay.
Or calendar. And the school would give them out. And I was actually really good about keeping notes. Oh, let's talk about this.
School.
Keeping
Sorry,
notes. And I always had a diary.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I got married and, and then came, I want to call it the Zaire. It was an electronic, before there were phones.
The Palm?
Palm Zaire.
Yes.
The Palm Pilot.
Yes, the Palm
I
Pilot.
had the Zaire 70 where I had a built-in phone. My husband goes, why do you need a phone on your calendar, on your thing? I'm like, oh, one day it'll be worth something. And then all of a sudden phones appeared in cameras appeared in phones. So I always had a notebook, like with lists. I actually keep lists in my phone.
Okay.
So, and then the Palm Pilot became the Trio, the Palm Trio, and it was a phone, and then ended up with a BlackBerry, and then the BlackBerry, Baruch Dynamis, Allah Shalom, became an iPhone, and I cannot function without, whether it's paper or digital, you can't function without keeping yourself organized, right? Like I do so much in one day or in a week that I got out of my mind.
You know what's interesting? And I didn't even realize this until recently. A few years ago, I was in parenting class, and I was asking like a question, like I don't even remember what I was asking, and a friend of mine turns to me, she goes, how do you have time to think? And how do you have time to like, be spiritual or like just think about life, like questions that I don't know. So I said, I don't know. Then I said, I don't know. But now it just hit me that I have space in my head to think because everything that doesn't need to be in my head is in my planner. So when the last day of school is already written down from the day I get my kids' school calendar. Right. Like things that I don't have to remember are in here because it's just easier. And then I could think about other things. Like I have space in my head to think about life.
Right.
And living and things that I want to do. So it's cool. Next thing.
It's great because we're talking about this, but train your kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Student boss. She's got a student boss.
Student planner for the Jewish student. That's what we were talking about.
I love this. I love this for the kids. Okay, we're going to do a giveaway?
Yeah. You want to do a giveaway?
Let's do a giveaway.
Let's do a giveaway.
Let's just giveaway for the students.
Sure.
Or let them pick. Maybe they don't have kids and they want one.
It could be.
Well, you tell us.
You decide. What do you think?
We're doing this on the fly here.
Let's think. I don't know.
We've got 2 giveaways.
Is this enough space for a busy person?
Depends on how busy they are. Define busy.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess you can decide. Sure.
Okay, so you want one of these gorgeous calendar
Planners.
diary planner. We're combining all the words. The planner, a planner. Did I say it right? Planner.
I like how you say it.
Planner. Planner. It's a planner. That's how we say it in the Australian accent. You know what to do, guys. Email me, naomi@nachumsegal.com. And you got to follow Chatra Club.
Yes.
Spell it.
SHAATRA Club.
Now, did we discuss on the show what Chatra means?
I don't remember.
Right, because I think we did on Instagram. Right? What does Chatra mean? Oh, here are the boys.
So, Chatra, in very short, means it's similar to balabasta in Yiddish. It's like homemaker. You were saying supermom, but I was saying that it could be supermom in everyone's own terms. So it's not really like, oh, she does it all. She's, supermom. It's everybody. Everybody's a superwoman.
Okay, cool. I love it. I love it. Okay. Jill has been amazing. She is so inspiring. Even though she's not a chef and she's not a cook, I mean, she's a cook because she has kids and family at home. Right. I had to have her on the show because I had to get her to be to teach us how to be organized and better organized. Even if you think you are organized, you could do better. You know it.
Or those who like to be organized love to be organized. So that's why it works for them.
Okay. I am so thrilled. I'm so glad I got to know you through Leah. And this has been a treat. I don't know if you can stick around. I've got my next guests it's going to be such a crazy show. We've actually had to split this in 2 parts. The guys are going to be on the show over a 2-week period. This interview is going to carry over from one table for 2 to another. Okay, so sit tight. We're going to leave you on a hanging note at the end of this show, and then you'll have to tune back in for the 2nd week in a row. I know that you all listen in any case. So, okay, so you guys want to switch seats? Hello, guys. I have in this house. Oh my God, can I say that I'm like starstruck by these 2 chefs? So Jill Duche is leaving she's not leaving the studio. She's leaving the hot seat over here. And Alex from Fireside, Executive Chef Alex. Alex, you come here.
Oh, yeah?
How are you? Welcome back. Crazy traffic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So we're going to do this in 2 parts. We're going to start now for a couple of minutes. We're going to close out the show together. Okay? And then we're going to get ready for our big show. We're going to what?
I think we should let Chef Wendell sit there. No way, I'm shy.
They're shy. Okay. All right. So we have Alex, Remer or Remmer? Remmer. I always ask him this every time. So Alex is my good foodie friend, executive chef at Fireside, big fan of his food. He's amazing. He does incredible work up there in Muncie. So we're gonna talk to him, and then we're gonna do a show. We're gonna do a whole show with Alex, but he brought in a special guest. Can I just say I'm so excited?
Yeah.
Moses.
How are you?
How are you? You left the chef's chat. Do you know I was in that chef's chat?
You know.
Keep it clean.
You're shaking my hand. Oh. I'm doing my best.
Oh, cool. Oh, for me? We got to keep it clean.
Don't you have one of those buttons?
Yeah.
All right.
So we were in the chef's chat, but you got too busy.
It happens.
Yeah, it's okay. So you are like a very famous, you know that, right?
I don't know.
I know.
I just cook. I'm a cook.
Yeah, he's a cook. He's really one of America's most talented chefs, Moses Wendell.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Executive chef of the former Paradise. We are still crying that you closed it down.
Well, it did 6 years.
6 years was hard.
Yeah.
I know. It's definitely, I totally hear that. America's most interesting cuisine, exotic, flavor profiles like no one else had seen before.
We just tried to make people happy.
Oh, you made us very happy. Very happy. We would go there and we'd order the entire menu.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your support.
Yeah. Me and everyone else, we all really loved you and loved the food. But now we're moving on, right? We're doing something else.
We got something new now. I'm up in Muncie.
You live in Muncie?
I don't live there. I live in Jersey.
Oh, okay. Oh,
in
man.
a secret hidden location.
Okay. we won't say that live.
Beast cave.
In a bat cave, beast cave.
Okay. So tell us about your new joint.
Well, so this is like one restaurant of a couple I'm supposed to be working on up there.
A couple of restaurants?
Well, yeah, at least one more. Basically, we were sort of started with this barbecue concept. It was started before I got there, and I kind of came in and saw this amazing smoker, this old hickory smoker, and kind of fell in love with it, and decided to do something crazy and try working in Muncie for a while.
That must be fun.
Well, it's change of pace, you know.
Okay,
Definitely different from Brooklyn.
Yeah, a little bit more laid back. You were in a very loud location over there.
Well, you know, I'm used to that, you know. So for me, it's the opposite. It's like when you hear all the crickets when you go visit the countryside.
That's what you're hearing.
It makes me nervous.
You're so like a big city girl. Okay, so how long has the Beast been open for?
Only a couple of months. We opened up in March. Still kind of getting our sea legs and trying to figure out what suits the clientele and makes people happy.
Yeah, your food makes people happy.
Well,
and Alex's. I cannot leave out
Chef
Alex's.
Wendell. Yeah.
He's the man.
I love Chef Wendell. Yeah.
Well, so far I really haven't fed him as much as he's fed me, so I really can't.
Okay, we haven't been open as long up there. I have not had a chance to be to Beast. When you had the opening night, I was too busy doing my Passover cooking, so I couldn't get.
I think, we'll definitely get better with time anyway. I mean, it's been, a challenge opening up. But anytime you open up a new restaurant, there's a lot of really high expectations, and you just kind of always struggle to meet him, especially doing something different than you did last time. I think people...
Explain the differences to us, because if, someone's new to, or they don't live in New York and they're listening to the show.
Sure. So Pardes was kind of like no holds barred as far as what flavors we used, and we really try to be very ingredient focused on what was local and coming from our farmers and very seasonal. And Beast is a much more like constrained concept. It's basically like, built off our smoker because that's like the focus of it.
Yeah.
And smoked meat. And we do some other, Southern food as well. We try and do, modern versions of it, but keep it pretty rustic. It's
What's
not
Southern food? What do you mean by that?
Southern rustic food, what you call soul food or down south food, or, we're kind of open-minded about what that means. We don't necessarily pick one region.
Right, because some of the listeners are very much New Yorkers and might not know what soul food is.
Sure. I mean, so, there was always elements of that at Pardes. This is just more focused on that. In other words, we're doing a much more rustic chicken and waffle now, which is actually Manhattan food technically, but things like that.
I love chicken and waffles.
So for us, we're doing like fun stuff. We have like a hot chicken sandwich on, which is like this super hot chicken that, from the South that people get down with there. We're sort of bringing that to kosher, a little bit milder than what we started with. But,
too spicy?
Originally I think, that might have been a problem.
I think Ashkenazim cannot handle the spice. Jill's still here.
Right.
Is
This
that
is horseradish.
Jill, that microphone's on. Jill, do you eat spicy food being a Syrian?
Somewhat. Not super spicy like people think.
Right, but Syrian food is not so spicy, right?
Some things are.
Some things are.
And it depends on the cook.
Right,
Depends on
okay,
the taste.
true. Okay, is a lot of the food at this restaurant been...
No, I mean, we're not doing like super spicy everything. We just kind of, I try and give people what I think they'll like, and sometimes that's a challenge.
Okay.
Finding people like while still pushing boundaries,
Okay, I love the word pushing boundaries in food because we need it.
I just get bored really easily, so.
I love that. And we really appreciate that as the people that love your food and eat it. We want to see change. I hate when you go to restaurants and they don't change your menu in 20 years. 20 years. There's some restaurants I know, I'm not going to name them.
Let's not get into that.
Let's move with the times, people. And it gives kosher a bad name.
I think, though, people like, there's certain things. I mean, especially I made one to talk. I've been doing some pretty traditional barbecue food. Now, there's something to be said for things that are classic or things people love or staple restaurants. I'm not cut out for them. That's all.
That's great. Well, thank you not for
blessing and a curse,
Yeah. Okay. So what exciting things are going to be on the menu that?
I mean, again, it's not like Pardes where I'm like doing, 3 different kinds of like, chemical techniques or like stuff like that on there. Although I love doing that, I mean, this is much more.
What's a chemical technique? Not
that I mean, like, doing like a gel and a foam and a this and a that and a plate. And then as long as it's executed well, it's a great style of food. Like, it's definitely like something I've done and I'm proud of, but this is much more straightforward, 3 elements on a plate or like, a lot of dishes are the same sides, like slaw and like your choice of bread and your choice of sauce. I mean, we're doing a lot of techniques you would have done at Pardes, but we're just presenting them in a much more rustic fashion,
I know when you would go to Paradise, there'd be 8 elements on a plate.
This is a little simpler.
Right. So how long did it take to prepare a dish there? I've never had you on the show when you were in Paradise.
I mean, depending on what you're talking about, these things would ferment for 6 months before we'd serve them, you know?
I know Ari White will bring in lamb prosciutto, and he's like, "Oh, this has been in my closet for a year and a half." I'm like, "Oh, cool!" Like,
yes, I mean it's hard to say, you know. Yeah, exactly. So we do like lamb hams at Paradise, and that would take months, you know. Whereas this is much more like the night before. You know, we load it up with our briskets and our short ribs and stuff like that, and whatever special we're gonna do. Like today, you know, we're working on a cherry glazed veal ham, you know, but it's like not like a veal ham like we do at Paradise. We were curing things for a long time. This is more of like a cured, steamed, smoked hot ham, you know, like sort of like a more traditional, like honey glazed ham.
but kosher, of course.
Well, made with veal, yeah, kosher. So I can't do the quotes that I put
Air
on the
quotes.
menu
He's doing
online.
air quotes.
Air quotes.
We can do air quotes. We're doing air
bacon.
quotes.
Yeah, so some things are curing for a long time, like pastrami or like our bacon in quotes. And other things, you know, you start the night before and you rub them down and, you know, you trim the fat off and you throw them in the smoker and you hope the smoke magic happens.
Okay, what does that mean? You hope?
I mean, look, it's volatile. You're talking about something that you're feeding wood into, and it's going for a long time, and things happen, and you know, you kind of every day you're just kind of like it's more of a faith-based thing. There's a science to it, but like, look, if I'm going to sous vide like a short rib for 72 hours or whatever, I kind of know what's going to happen unless someone unplugs it, you know?
Right. But with smoke, you've got the
sometimes
the weather.
Sure, I got a morning staff, you know, and they're kind of focused on their stuff, so I've been feeding the fire, so if they come in and like throw an extra log in because someone doesn't know what they're doing, you know, that could be like a major problem, you know. So it's and it's a new place, so you just kind of getting used to it.
Right.
You know,
it's fun. Do you find that exciting?
I like doing new things. So no, I mean, I'll put it to you like this. So for a while, I worked for a French chef when I was younger. My chef in New Jersey in Lambertville, Jean-Michel Dumas, right? And his attitude was like, I'm French, so if you put it on the menu, it's French food, right? And then later, I worked for a guy named David Ansel at a place called Peef that I was like the chef de cuisine sous chef at in Philly. And he's not French, although his wife is. And so he was the food must be French. You have to source it from a French recipe and the technique. And I kind of like the constraint, you know, especially because like the restaurant had been like a more Northern France style and I had a Southern France training from my chef. So I don't mind constraints. I don't mind having a focused cuisine. You know, it's one thing to have no limits. And like, obviously, as the sole owner of Paradise, the limits were whatever limits I placed on it. And that shifted over, you know, the course of 6 years, you know. But it's interesting to do a honed down food in like, you know, one style. I like doing that. You kind of focus on the nuances of that style more.
I love that. We are listening to Table for Two. We actually have we had a very exciting show. We're going to wrap up this show. Our hour is up and we're going to continue the show. This is going to be part one of a part two show, a part two series, right, ZK? I think that's a good, because this is very intense. I really wanted these guys to get in here and be with us. So we're actually all meeting up today and it's going to be an unbelievable show. We just had Victoria Dweck, Secrets of Skinny Cooking by Art Scroll. An amazing book. Make sure you sign up and join us, for the giveaway, for her book, as well as Jill Duche coming all the way from Deal, New Jersey. Thank you so much. He took the ferry across. He has journey, how she got to the Lower East Side right here today. So you can, also, be in the giveaway for her cookbook. You have to, email me, Naomi@nachumsegal.com. Just let me know if you want which books you want or both. Hey, why not? And make sure you follow Victoria and Jill and me and the Nachum Segal Network. Okay. We're going to say goodbye and we're going to welcome in a couple of minutes. We're going to do part two. So make sure everyone tunes in for part two next week for the continuation of this show. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is Table for Two with Naomi Nachman on the Nachum Segal Network. Our show is sponsored by Marzipan Bakery. One taste is all it takes.